reverse lunge using a slider. The slide board's nice. Here we're using a carpet slider. You can also use a towel or a thick sock on either hardwood or tile floors. It'll work the same. We're just working a basic reverse lunge. It's just a little bit simpler maybe with a slider. Feels a little smoother, not having to actually pick up that leg. We can just kind of slide it back into that reverse lunge position. I do like the reverse lunge for a couple of different reasons. For those of us that tend to be a little more quad dominant, where we just jam that knee forward right away, the feeling of stepping back, I think, helps encourage a lot of people to engage the hamstring and the posterior chain, the hamstring and the glutes initially or at the beginning section of that a little bit better than a forward stepping lunge. So it just kind of helps us get into that posterior chain a little bit easier, but we can still work on all the same mechanics. We work on creating a rigid foot. We can work on creating stiffness through the posterior chain and then tightening the quad as we sink into that reverse lunge, but we have a little more control here. I can also pick how much angle I want in that lead leg shin. Right, I can shorten up the slide and drop a little tighter and let that knee come forward, similar to what it would be in a squatting motion, or I can sit way back and almost keep that lead leg vertical and really encourage the posterior leg. So we do have some options and things to play with. The biggest key is to try to create a rigid foot to plan off of, making sure we're maintaining that tripod foot with the lead leg. We have an educational video on tripod foot. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. But keep that stiff front foot and then play with different knee positions to kind of maximize what your biggest challenges are, whether it's squatting in that knee further forward, or you're very quad dominant, you're having trouble getting that hamstring to engage, work on keeping that shin more vertical. Either option is fine. If you're having any knee pain, we can adjust going to either a step up or a box squat where we keep that shin very vertical. So there are options if the knee is bothering you, make sure we switch out of those. All right, if you have any questions, make sure you let us know.